The two economies improve the lives of the citizens and contribute towards a better Africa. This was a major part of conversations held during a courtesy call on President Advocate Duma Boko by his Namibian counterpart, Dr. Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah, who was in Botswana on a one-day working visit. Usidile Nkabetsi reports.
Botswana and Namibia are two nations whose election victories have left a lasting mark in democratic history. Like many others around the world, these nations now face the enormous responsibility of championing national transformation at all levels in the face of global challenges and must uphold the values of unity, reform, and sovereignty.
We now have threats of a serious nature, imminent threats, where we now are moving away from multilateralism, and there's a large measure of unilateralism, in fact, creeping in. And any mitigation presented takes the form of, let's have a bilateral engagement where we discuss and you don't tell anybody what we've discussed. And in the end, the SADC region will be split and splintered by external powers. So we need to now exercise heightened vigilance in defense of our sovereignty as countries, in defense of our collective responsibility to our region and our continent as African people.
Namibia's first female president and second in Africa believes in the power of political will and action as essential ingredients for enhanced cooperation with Botswana and also towards a better Africa.
In Namibia, 44.4% of our young people are unemployed. And we are not taking this very lightly. And therefore, our projects that we can jointly embark upon, no doubt they will have a significant impact into our economy, thus making it possible for us to reduce the unemployment. We have a responsibility towards our people in our individual countries, in the sub-region SADC, and Africa as a whole.
There are many projects that we can co-invest in as countries. The President was indicating to me, after the discovery of oil and gas in Namibia, the prospect of establishing a refinery, which on some advice would not be viable because of the size of the population, but becomes viable if we take the population as not just the people of Namibia, but the people of this sub-region, more pointedly, and the people of the African continent more broadly.
Botswana and Namibia's political ties extend many decades, with Botswana having played a significant role in Namibia's liberation struggle. In recognition of this, Namibia's municipality will name a street in memory of Botswana's founding president, Cesare Khama. The two countries also have endless untapped economic and trade cooperation opportunities they seek to further. Utsidile Nkabetsi, Btv News, Gaborone.
On the sidelines of this presidential courtesy call, Botswana and Namibia's foreign ministers also met and discussed the transformational ways the two nations can better engage to foster their regional integration and global standing aspirations. The Minister for International Relations, Dr. Penyo Butale, and Namibia's Minister of International Relations and Trade, Selma Ashipala Musaivi, who are both several months into their ministerial tenures, expressed desired outcomes and deliverables. Both pledged commitment to enhancing Botswana-Namibia cooperation towards mutual prosperity.
Look forward to working closely with you. Our two nations have enjoyed excellent relations, and we believe very strongly that we are new governments to both of us. And this is an opportunity for us to reimagine these excellent relations, come up with new, innovative, creative ways of advancing our two economies.
And to also congratulate you in your new post. Botswana have been with Namibia in good times as well as bad times. We lost our third president last year and our fourth president this year, and on both occasions, Botswana was among the first to come to Namibia to console us. It's a gesture that we do not take for granted, but that speaks to the excellent relationship between our two countries.
Meanwhile, President Dr. Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah has returned to Namibia following the working visit. Dr. Nandi-Ndaitwah held official talks with President Advocate Duma Boko, including discussions on matters of mutual interest in an effort to explore opportunities to further enhance cooperation for the betterment of livelihoods of the two nations. In other news, the chairperson of the Mwakezi Land Board, Mr. Bobi Tlabiwe, has urged the workforce of the Land Board Authority, which has 6 sub-land boards spread across the southern district, to cling on to teamwork, coherence, good aptitude and conduct when providing services complementary to land allocations to the public. Mr. Tlabiwe said this in joining during a 4-day retreat to map a way forward for improved service delivery. Emmanuel Rapoa.
Land board authorities are custodians of land and meticulously allocating it fairly and diligently. However, this noble work has its hurdles emanating from land disputes over certain land allocations oversights, some policies which are not harmonized and are outdated, while having to adhere to the land demands of a growing population for a commodity that does not grow nor increase.
The moment we have achieved this renewal and reinvention, we shall be able to cope with the current demands and the future disruptions. We shall collectively as a team be able to reimagine. We shall collectively as a team be able to rethink. As a team, we'll be able to regroup, to re-engineer, to refocus, to reconceptualize.
And we also know very well
there is need to review our policies and align them to the scope of our new ministry.
We need to realign the Ministry of Lands and Agriculture.
Up in the game to a more technological and innovative prospects in order to enhance and expedite service delivery was emphasized to align to the current trends and demands.
Computers have taken over. The world is far. Harna Santri Tumela Horeteman is the #1. Padira artificial diamonds. Where are we?
Let us have sincerity. Let us demonstrate consistent principles as managers and as employees. Let us listen carefully to the needs, to the views, to the perspective of others. Let's have very defined goals.
This retreat is envisaged to yield desired outcomes after closing most gaps that have been identified as impediments to land management and allocations. Emmanuel Rapoa, Btv News, Joaneng.
Thank you for staying with Btv News at 9. Tati nickel mine will be reopened next month following its acquisition by Tati Mining Company. Tati Mining leadership made the official announcement in Francistown this morning, explaining that revamping the mine will commence in June, employing 50 employees in the next 3 months and creating over 400 direct jobs once fully operational. Betanu Mando has more.
The reopening of Tati nickel mine under new investors, Tati Mining Company, after 8 years of being non-operational, marks the beginning of a new chapter for many job seekers in the mining sector. The new investors saw it fit to gather the leadership of Northeast and Francistown under one roof to update them on the developments that have taken place and assure that quality jobs will be created once the mine is full operational.
We have a precise plan for returning the mine to profitable operations in stages, with a detailed plan of activities at site for the next 9 months. These activities include refurbishing existing and building new technical infrastructure on site, including the latest technologies, and in parallel, building a world-class mining company with processes, systems, and structures. We expect to ramp up to 50 employees at Tati in the next 3 months and to create 400 indirect jobs in construction and supply chain as we prepare the mine for first production.
So the company will be working in a very conducive environment where we have friendly labor laws which will really support your company. The government will also support your company. And the Botswana people are so loving. So you will have a very good environment for this company to do very well.
Botswana has a strong track record in mining that supports not only job creation but also anchors economic growth and transforming people's lives.
Through this reopening, we must ensure that employment opportunities are inclusive and long-lasting, that local businesses are meaningfully integrated into the supply chain.
We
are optimistic that businesses that supplied the mine with goods and services will be resuscitated. Moreover, they have assured us that they are going to rent houses from the local community.
Real estate
Tataki Mining Company is under the European NE Group Invest and carries a wealth of mining experience across North America, Latin America, Europe and Africa. Tati Mine is expected to have a 10-year lifespan, processing 40 million tons of ore on the open pit. Bethany Mando, Btv-NEWS, Francistown.
Samuel Senulwane, remanded in custody in early 2024 for allegedly raping a minor, has been granted conditional bail by Gaborone High Court Judge Unkagetse Pusointsi. Justice Pusointsi is of the view that the prolonged detention of a petitioner who is yet to be convicted is on its own an exceptional circumstance. BTV crime and court reporter Ungutule Tamagai reports.
Judge Pusointsi says the petitioner Samuel Senulwane has presented a compelling case to be admitted to bail, which he granted on the conditions that he should enter in his own cognizance in the sum of 5,000 pula and shall also provide 2 Botswana sureties to bind themselves to the amount of 2,000 pula each. Senulwane was also ordered to report to Broadest Police Station twice a week and not to interact with state witnesses that the prosecution will provide him with, and also attend to court as and when he is expected to. The last condition was that the accused shall not commit any crime whilst on bail and shall surrender his travelling documents to the state. Regarding the ongoing investigations and the petitioner's refusal to submit blood samples for DNA testing, the judge says the investigating officer considered that the state stands to suffer no prejudice if the DNA test was to be conducted, even when the petitioner is out on bail, as his genetical makeup will not change. He says the investigating officer said to the court that Senulwane's refusal is not detrimental to her investigations, as she can explore other means of closing her investigations. Pusointsi also said in his ruling that Senulwane has been in prison since his arrest in January 2024 and is still in prison 15 months later. He says there cannot be any exceptional circumstances than this one, coupled with the fact that the state accepts the rape accused Senulwane is not a the flight risk. He also said the prolonged detention of Selolwane, who is yet to be convicted, is on its own an exceptional circumstance. Unkutle Tamare, Btv-NEWS, Gaborone High Court.
Cresta Mahalape, through their Corporate Social Responsibility Program, have donated books and stationery worth 20,000 bula to 2 primary schools in Mahalape. The donations were received by members of Parliament for Mahalape East and Mahalape West, who emphasized that the books will play a crucial role in assisting learners prepare for their final examinations. Gabriel Mereki with the details.
Cresta Botsalo Mahalape believes this noble gesture of donating revision books and stationery will go a long way in assisting learners in both schools to improve their academic results. St. Patrick Missionary School and Kosa Primary School are the beneficiaries of these revision books. Our aim is to develop education in the region we operate in. To the teachers, I've heard of the last year result. I'll be giving you these revision books that are not available at other schools. The students of St. Patrick's and Kosa Primary School gratefully appreciated this gesture, saying it will help them in pursuit of excellence.
I am standing here to say a big thank you to Dr. Seth Mwakezi for your support and empowerment by donating PSLE revision books for free. I hope these books will make a huge difference to sharpen us to pass well. I really appreciate you, sir.
I assure you that come December this year, we will be amongst the best schools in Mahalape sub-region.
The area leadership uploaded Cresta for this donation. We are grateful for Cresta Mahalape for donating books to us. This gift of education is a long-lasting one that no one can take away from you. It is important for you students to do well in your education because terms are different. I want to address you specifically because you will be the one faced with the outcomes. Learners were encouraged to continue working hard in their education so as to ready themselves to come and make a meaningful impact in the future. Gabriel Mereki, Btv-NEWS, Mahalape.
In international news, the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, may impose a strict halt on cobalt exports once its current 4-month ban ends. The country accounts for 3/4 of global cobalt mine production. The ban is aimed at addressing global oversupply and price drops. However, Patrick Lubeya, president of the Authority for the Regulation and Control of Strategic Mineral Substances Markets, said stockpiles are not yet exhausted and a strict limitation may be imposed until market balance is reached. Khosronko is standing by to give you sports.
Let me thank you, Khomso, and good evening. This is Khosronkwe bringing to you the Botswana-Namibia sports news. And with that, let's get straight into it. The General Manager for Orapa Letlhakane and Damsa Mines, Mohakuledi Maoketsa, says some of the proceeds from the Orapa Classic Cycling Challenge will procure bicycles for the underprivileged students from schools in the Buteti district who walk long distances. Maoketsa stated that this will empower the young children to overcome transportation challenges and consequently improve students' academic performance. Sebastian Teboho reports.
Botswana is on a mission to support the education space and improve academic performance in primary and secondary schools. And to achieve that, they are doing everything in their power to create an enabling environment for the children to excel academically.
The intention is to use the proceeds that will be coming from today's event to buy bicycles for underprivileged students who walk long distances, thus empowering young children to be able to arrive to school in time and to be able to be at par with those that are close to schools and those that have got other alternatives in terms of transport. Education is one of the spaces that we want to play. It is an area that we believe we can make a difference, thereby shaping the future of our young kids.
These bicycles represent more than just mobility. They are instruments of empowerment. They symbolize access, dignity, and the belief that every child, regardless of background or geography, deserves an equal opportunity to succeed.
The government applauded Botswana for supporting the community they reside in.
We are here because of the mining industry. And part of the impact there, the story of diamonds as an investment in the future. So this is way outside diamonds, but also it's way inside diamonds in terms of the impact it has on community. Rona, Rataneta has our retinal bicycle lanes, so that we promote safe cycling.
By appreciating the sponsors who, with their collaborative effort, their commitment and support, had really made this event happen and a success.
Founded in 2007, the Orapa Cycling Club is a non-profit organization dedicated to promoting cycling as a healthy, inclusive sport. As the club aspires to become a leading national stakeholder in cycling, it uses the annual challenge to increase youth participation in cycling by introducing them to the sport at a young age, and also as a way to boost sports tourism in the Buteti region. Sebastian Tebogo, BTV Sport, Orapa.
Moving on, Larona Mayana, who captained Team Botswana at the just-ended World Athletics Relays in Guangzhou, China, says he's proud of the team's overall performance, especially when taking into consideration that the team consisted mostly of youngsters who were making their debuts at the world stage. He said this during Team Botswana's welcome ceremony, which was held in Gaborone on Wednesday. Sapoki Himile with more.
Mayana, who was part of the 4x400 meters relay team, which unfortunately did not reach the finals but managed to set a new national record, said they have learned a lot during this competition.
Le team hala itse botsadi yone ya 4x4 ena le bashimane mote bashimanyana ba ile gore gongwe ke karene le la ntlha ba tsena mo di world stage mme tota botsadi ba me ba.
We have a 4x400 meters team which consists of energetic young boys who are competing at this stage for the first time, and they showed their potential. I believe other teams did their best, though they did not qualify for the finals. For his part, the Minister of Sports and Arts, Jacob Kileben, said even though the majority of the team didn't qualify for the World Championships to be hosted by Tokyo, Japan later this year, they will do everything in their power to help them gain qualification too.
I'm delighted that our 4x4 men's team has also solidified their qualification to the World Athletics Championship. I'm confident that with the adequate support which I pause and yield to the BNSC, BNOC, and the sponsors here, and once again say, with adequate support, we shall qualify the rest of these relay teams.
The team manager Raymond Pale further appealed to all stakeholders to assist the girl child as they need special care in order to bring desired results. They tried their best, but it was not enough to reach the finals. But all is not lost. Moreover, they are ladies, We really need to support them as we have only one woman who has qualified for the World Championship so far. It doesn't sit well with us.
The World Championships.
Team Botswana, which consisted of 21 players, secured a bronze medal courtesy of the men's 4x400 meter team, which also secured a spot at the upcoming World Championships. Btv Sport, Gaborone.
Moving on to golf updates. Kenyan Shot from Zimbabwe has taken an early lead on the leaderboard at the ongoing Africa Golf Confederation Region 5 tournament hosted at the Stampe Golf Club in Gaborone. The competition has brought together 8 African countries and is expected to end on Friday. Bako Strake has the report.
Shot, who started the competition on a high note to take the lead on day one, says he's impressed with how the competition kicked off, more especially the course, which reminds him of the turf back home.
Last year I was leading into the last round, and then I didn't finish well. I think I finished 4 over on the last day and ended up coming 3rd. So yeah, hopefully this time if I keep myself in first place, I can hold on to it and just go all the way.
Lwane Masalila of Team Botswana, who is currently on position 15 on the leaderboard, even though this is his maiden appearance in the competition, he will play to the best of his abilities until the end of the competition.
Honestly, I just feel like you should just play your game. Don't try to think too much about what the other person is doing and just focus on what you're doing and just enjoy it. It's been mostly just green reading, just trying to work on where the putts fall from, and just keeping the cool and just stay patient and just play your game.
Botswana Golf Union President Derek Musa said though local players started on a lower note, he remains hopeful that they will improve as the competition progresses.
The fight has gone very well.
Have a good night. Now let's give you a reminder of the headlines.
Namibia and Botswana pledged to co-invest in projects to accelerate their economies. The Democratic Republic of Congo to ban cobalt exports.
And in sports, a Kenyan Shot from Zimbabwe takes lead at the ongoing Africa Golf Confederation Region 5 tournament.
That's how we come to the end of our news bulletin this Thursday evening. Hosahongwe in sport in sign language was Patricia Chobonyani. Up next is the weather update. Btv-NEWS, Ikanyarona.
Good evening and welcome to tonight's weather forecast. I'm Pearl Victoria Hosian. Tonight's satellite images showing mostly partly cloudy conditions across much of the country with some clear conditions over Kalahad. But for tomorrow, we're expecting fair conditions over the western parts and partly cloudy conditions over the eastern parts of Botswana. In the morning, some cold temperatures of around 7 degrees are expected over Jwaneng and Lepepe, and mostly mild temperatures over much of the country are expected, ranging between 8 to around 13 over Suapen. But for Chobe, we're expecting it to be warm in the morning of around 14 degrees Celsius. In the afternoon, we're expecting warm temperatures over Ngamiland and Chobe between 27 to 29, but for the rest of the country, mild temperatures are expected between 22 over Vera to 25 over Khanti as well as Letlhakane. Over the weekend, over southern southeast Gauteng and Kweneng, we're expecting mostly fair conditions. Temperatures will be mild, between 22 to 25. For Khanti and Kalahadi as well, mostly fair conditions. But over Kalahadi on Sunday, we're expecting partly cloudy conditions. Temperatures are expected to be warm, between 25 to 28. For Chobe and Ngamiland as well, mostly fair conditions are expected with warm temperatures between 28 to 30 degrees Celsius. For Central and Northeast as well, mostly fair conditions are expected with mostly mild temperatures of 22 to 25. Except for Northern Central on Sunday, we were expecting warm temperatures of around 27 degrees Celsius. That's all I had for you tonight. Have yourself a good night.
How has really this climate change impacted communities first and foremost here in Botswana and life in general?
Yeah, I mean, we've experienced climate change, especially quite recently, over the past 2 years. We look at 2023-2024, which was officially a drought year. We went through an El Nino and had the hottest year on record, in fact, the driest year on record in history. And very quickly, beginning of this year, we experienced some of our, most erratic levels of rainfall. We saw the Gaborone Dam, for example, flooding, receiving amounts of rainfall that the city hasn't seen in a lot of time.
You saw destruction.
We saw destruction.
A trail of destruction.
So we experienced